Very good morning, children. Children, today we are going to start with a new lesson. Lesson number 10, disaster management. Okay, children. Now, are you seeing here an image of various news items about the disasters? Yes. I'll just read out. Okay. ट्रक अपघातात तिघांचा मृत्यू. महाड ब्रिज कोलॅप्स. वर्धा वादळाचे चेन्नईत थैमान. रशियाचे विमान कोसळले. सुनामी स्मॅशेस एशिया. 2611 फोन ट्रेल पॉइंट्स टू लोकल लिंक्स. शास्त्राच्या धाकाने मेलमधील प्रवाशांना लुटले. नेपाल क्वेक kills over 1,000 and spreads terror on ears. Okay, so these are all the disasters that had happened. Okay, some were man-made disasters and some were natural disasters. Okay, children, now see the questions below that. Is it possible to prevent the loss of life caused by lightning? What do you think, children? Yes, it is not 100% possible to prevent the loss of life caused by that, but we can try our level best, right, children? Next, what should be done to prevent the buns on a farm from getting washed away in the rainy season? Okay. Next, why do we all experience water scarcity? Okay, these all are the questions that arise in our mind, right, children? If there is so much of water on our earth, then why we all are experiencing scarcity of water, that is shortage of water? Now, children, as I had said earlier, we have two types of the disasters: natural disasters and man-made disasters. Natural disasters are the ones that occur naturally, while man-made disasters are the ones that are caused by man. Okay, children, that are caused by human activities. They are termed as man-made disasters. Okay, children, into which categories do the disasters shown in the news items above fall? Okay, you have to categorize the disasters shown in the news items above into natural and man-made. Those that are occurred by the nature are called as natural disasters, and those that are made by human activities are called as man-made disasters. Okay, children, we can prevent certain disasters while it is necessary to take precautions in case of some other disasters. Okay, but children, natural and man-made disasters are closely related to each other. Okay, natural disasters such as famine, lightning strikes, cloud bursts, storms, etc., occur due to the changes in the weather. Okay, there is a possibility of the loss of life and damage to property in such natural calamities. Children, whenever we say that there is a natural calamity, it will surely lead to loss of property as well as life. Okay, children? But we can prevent these natural disasters to some extent. Okay, we can't stop the disasters, but at least we can try some measures so as to they don't occur very frequently, they will occur rarely. Okay, children, who is to be held responsible for that if such kind of disasters occur? Then whom should we all blame for these disasters? That is a big question. What can we do to deal with these losses? Suppose if there is a natural disaster or a man-made disaster, then who is responsible for all this, and how do we cope up with these losses, or what can we do for the losses that we have during these disasters? Okay, that we'll study in detail. The first natural disaster is famine. Okay, what is a famine? The condition that arises due to long term and severe scarcity of food grains and water is called as famine. Okay, children. A condition in a village or a country wherein for a long period of time there are no food grains available and there is no water available, that condition is called as famine. Okay, children, famines can be very severe. Okay, their extent can be very much severe. Although the main cause of famine is natural phenomena, yet a famine condition is created by some human activities besides natural events. Okay, means children, actually we can say that famine is caused due to natural conditions, but certain human activities are also responsible for famine besides natural events. Means famine can be called as a natural disaster and also a man-made disaster. Okay, children. Now we'll see causes of famine. Drought, heavy rains and flood, crops getting washed away or damaged in the flood. Then environmental changes such as temperature change, storms, cold waves or fog, damage of crops by animals like mice and rats, then attack of the pests, locusts, or diseases of crops, a natural calamity like earthquake are some of the causes of famine. Okay, children. Once again, we'll see what are the causes of famine. Drought means very much scarcity of water, heavy rains and flood. Okay, crops getting washed away or damaged in the flood. Children, when there is a heavy rain or if there is a flood, then all gets washed away, right? So then along with that also crops get washed away or they get flooded in the rainwater. Okay, then environmental changes means extreme heat or extreme rains or extreme cold, they may also lead to famines. Okay, temperature change, sometimes storms may come, cold waves can come, or fog. Okay, Then also damage of crops by animals like mice and rats. Okay. Then attack of the pests, locusts, or the diseases of crops, or even a natural calamity like earthquake. These are some of the causes of famine. But of all these, drought is the main cause. Okay. What is drought? I had explained it earlier, right? Drought means very much scarcity of water and food grains. Okay. Man-made causes of famine include war, internal unrest, absence of transport routes, uh, uncontrolled population growth, etc. Okay, these are the man-made causes of famine. Okay, next, there are records of the loss of life caused by severe famines in various parts of the world. Our Asia has turned out to be the most famine affected continent of the world. Okay, Asia is regarded as the most famine affected continent of the world. A majority of the famines occurred in drought prone and flood affected regions. Okay, where do the famines occur? The famines generally occur in drought prone and flood affected regions. Among the most dreadful famines that have occurred in the world are the famines that affected India and China. Okay, children? Means in India and China, the worst famines of the world has been affected. Okay, children, now the question is that are we all responsible for famine? Let us see in what way we all are responsible for famine. Water shortage is increasing as the balance between rainfall and population is disturbed. Okay, children, we are experiencing shortage of water nowadays, right? And why this is so? This is because the population is increasing, and as compared to that, there is no rainfall. Okay, so population and rainfall, it should be balanced, and since the balance between population and rainfall is disturbed, so we are famine prone, and so there is water shortage. Okay, though there has been a very high rise in the production of food grains as a result of green revolution, the balance of environment has been lost due to use of chemical fertilizers, pesticides and weedicides. Okay, children? Children, if we all are seeing, then food grains are available in plenty. Right, children? And why is this so? This is on account of green revolution which has been brought about in India. But the balance of environment is lost due to the use of chemical fertilizers, pesticides and weedicides. Okay, and so we all experience famine. Next, unlimited lifting of the water. Water is lifted for various purposes to a great extent. Okay, next, land erosion, that okay, and next, misuse of water. Okay, all these leads to famine. Now we'll see what was there in the past. Okay, in the past. Famines are not a new phenomenon. Okay, famines are a very old phenomenon. They are not at all a new phenomenon. The problems of drinking water, food, and fodder for animals date back to historic times. Okay, means even in those times there was a problem of drinking water, food, and fodder for animals. Okay, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and Chhatrapati Shahu Maharaj implemented many schemes to overcome the famines of their time. Okay, even Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and Chhatrapati Shahu Maharaj, they had also undergone various changes and had implemented certain schemes to overcome the solution of famines in their time. Their water supply and water storage schemes are ideal even in today's circumstances. Means what they had applied for providing the water is even applied today. Okay, you too can make schemes like these to face future crises and disasters, which will be of use not only in your own life but also for society or a large. Okay, Malik Ambar implemented a canal scheme for drinking water in Aurangabad. It exists even today. Okay, children, what you have to do is you have to collect more information about that. Okay, children. Now, what can we do to ease the severity of a famine? First, planned usage of water and reuse of water. Okay, what we have to do, we have to use water only which is required. Okay, don't overuse water, and we also can reuse certain water. Okay, next, proper planning of water conservation and harvesting at the local level. Okay, means what we have to do, we have to plan properly the conservation of water and its harvest. Okay, children. Next, large scale plantation of trees and preserve and prevention of deforestation. Okay, what we have to do is we have to plant large scale trees and prevention of deforestation. Next, making appropriate changes in plans taking into account the weather forecast. Okay, depending on the weather we have to change the plans. Oh, okay, children. Next we will go to cloud burst. Okay, children. Children, do you know what causes rain? Let us see. Sometimes water coming down from the rain clouds does not reach the land in the form of rain. Okay, but instead, due to very high temperature near the land, it vaporizes and goes back into the same clouds. And as a result of this, the amount of the vapor in those clouds becomes very high. Due to rapid condensation, it rains suddenly over a specific and small region at a rate of 100 millimeter per hour or more. This is what is known as a cloud burst. Okay, children. Now we'll see, do you know? A cloud burst occurred at Leh, that is Ladakh, on 6th August 2010. The cloud burst that occurred in Mumbai on 26th August 2005 was extraordinary and unforgettable. Okay, on that day it rained about 950 millimeter, that is 37 inches, in 8 to 10 hours, and the entire city of Mumbai was waterlogged and flooded. Okay, children, this is all about cloudburst. Next, we'll see about flood. What is meant by flood and what are the effects of flood? We have already learnt about floods and effects of floods, right? Protective measures in view of floods. Construction of small dams in mountainous regions. Construction of percolation tanks. Making riverbeds flat. Cultivation of new forests. Connecting rivers. Okay. The Government of India established the National Flood Commission in 1976. The Commission has made special efforts towards the control of floods. A plan regarding flood control is kept ready from national level to the village level. Large scale damage of property and loss of life can be avoided because of this plan. Okay, children. So, with this, we have come to an end of the lecture of our today's session. The remaining part we'll do in the next session. Thank you.